Hey, welcome back to the channel. So we got our new version preview here, 3.4.4, and Fuse is right around the corner here. And so we gonna take a look at his version preview together, and after that we gonna analyze the patch notes together. Let's go.
Emma. I guess it was all a dream. Fade away. Like smoke!
So yeah, the new Esper currently it's only Fuse. There is no other new Esper right now. Like this is such a small, version. So there's nothing interesting other than the Fuse here, and also this is the story, and we're gonna be able to get this. Like there's no other epic Esper, etc. And we've seen Yuxu here in the shop quite often. So I bet because of the previous incident, like Yuxu is really OP. Even until now, Yuxu is still very much an OP epic Esper. So they kind of like feel responsible for that. So they want everybody to have Yuxu for free. Because if you don't have Yuxu in PvE content, you're gonna have a trouble getting a high score, because everybody else who have Yuxu will have insane amount of score in the leaderboard. So this is your chance to get Yuxu if you don't have her at Resonance 6 yet. But for those who already has her, then you can just use your points for something else. And then championship, yes, championship, we have a chance to gain another resonance of Yamato. Like if you get, if you get lucky, you probably can get one resonance for Yamato, or maybe two. We don't know yet, like how many Yamato's pieces that you can get from here. But he is definitely a good Esper. Like long time ago, he was kind of like in a really weird position, because he attacks using maximum HP, and then he gives allies attack up and defense buff, and that's what makes him really kind of like useless, because Esper that deals damage using maximum HP usually don't deal that much damage. You can see Everett for an example, like one of the Esper that I say is the worst. And so and they changed Yamato. Now Yamato use defense to attack, and because he is a wind Esper, like it's a very rare Esper to have wind tanky Esper that use defense as damage. And so he is kind of like in a good position, because his relic is also very unique, like he doesn't require any critical rate. So definitely there's a bound to have equipment sitting in your inventory that have defense bonus, critical damage, and speed. So if you do have those relic, do build your Yamato just in case you can get your Yamato to resonance 2 at least. Like definitely, like every time I do recommend Esper, do not use Esper that are at resonance 0 unless you aim for their utility, like for example my usage of Lian. So yeah, if you do want to have a DPS Esper, at the bare minimum, you increase their resonance to resonance 2, and then after that, divinate to at least divinate 6, like if you do aim for their DPS. Because of the coming of divinate, like it's such a huge difference from divinate 0 and divinate 6 for increase in damage. So if you do want to use Esper, like consider those Espers that you already have at divinate 6 and try to build them, because right now every single Esper have their own unique usage. Like there are not as there are not one single meta team that overwhelmingly conquering the PvP. Like there is a counter for everything, and especially with the coming of Fuso, we're gonna see his skill set in the patch note later. And here the curtain up, there's a chance for you to get a 5-star Espers, and you can save up probably your materials, especially the stamina, to grind for the Esper that you actually want. And here comes the ancient Fafnir, which I've been waiting for, because Fafnir definitely gives the best relic out of the other ritual miracle here. So I do pretty much want to grind the thunder set from him instead of grinding APEP. So I've been saving my stamina for Fafnir, and if you do think that you also need more thunder set for PvE content, then do grind for Fafnir more, like spend your stamina box in here. That's it. Like, let's go to the patch notes details. Patch 3.4.4 details, and we only have Fuse as our new legendary Esper in here. Fuse is a defender Esper. His ability 8-fold Mistblade, which is third skill, can ignore shield and deal massive damage. This is what we really need, because especially ever since I come back to play Dislyte, like I've seen a lot of problem regarding shield. Like we have a new Jiang Julie that makes him able to get shield every time he gets attacked while in demon mode, making him unkillable. And the demon mode right now cannot be increased in cooldown with any abilities, like its cooldown cannot be affected by any abilities. Wow, what kind of, it's such a huge buff for Jiang Julie. And then we also have Yuxu, the OP epic Esper that currently gives her shield every time she gets attacked, and the shield amount is 300% of her defense, which is insane, makes her almost unkillable. And then after that we have the favorite everyone's favorite Ana, which currently is not much a problem. Like even my Intisar can kill Ana. So with just a multi-hitter Esper, like you can kill Ana. And the best part about it is that in Beatbout and Knockout, like everybody have the same rival rune, like same stats. So as long as you choose the correct Esper, then you can kill Ana, and especially when Jinchu true damage can go through Ana's shield, so there shouldn't be much problem killing Ana. The most problem coming from Knockout and Beatbout right now, in my opinion, is mostly from Tolan. Because of a fixed amount of speed from everyone. So Tolan's speed being the fastest Esper, there is nothing that can overlap him. So with the coming of Fuse can now ignore all those shields. Oh yeah, one more problem, I forgot. The most problematic right now is Jinchu and Mavis combo, which is counterable by Iki and also Zora, which everybody forgets right now. Like Iki, if you have Iki's Divinate, Iki will give disease every time the enemy Esper move. So Jinchu and Mavis combo, like Jinchu and the buff blocker, buff blocker. If you can have buff blocker, then and it's really good. So Yamato is also one of the Esper that can give buff blocker. So Jinchu, when paired up with Mavis, if Mavis give buff to Jinchu, then Mavis will get the golden buff from Jinchu, and that makes Mavis gain 30% of maximum HP as shield every time she gets attacked. So the only way to kill her now is to use Fuse that can ignore that shield. Like you can try to get like a buff blocker or disease. I haven't tried it actually, but I think it can work. Otherwise, there is no way you can kill a Jinchu and Mavis combo. But with the coming of Fuse, you can kill both Ana and Jinchu Mavis combo using a single Esper. So if you do care about those problematic Espers, then do pull for Fuse. So his first ability, Belonging Strike, deals damage to one enemy based on attack and defense, and as usual, we're gonna need to see the percentage number of this. I do hope it's a huge number, just like Jinchu, but not hoping too much. So yeah, at least a normal 120% number in total. Gains one stack of Smoke Screen, and Smoke Screen is a golden buff. increases defense and damage mitigation. Dealing damage recovers HP, increases healing amount, and maximum 5 stacks will not be removed in subsequent rounds. So this is insane. Like, he has built-in nether relic, so you don't really need much. He doesn't really need much maintenance. Like, he can be used in PvE without any healer. I think if depending on the amount of healing that he gives to himself. But the best part is this one, defense and mitigation, damage mitigation. And his second ability, his passive, gains 5 stacks of smoke screen at the start of a round. Now, when having 5 stacks of smoke screen becomes immune to all controls, which is insanely good. Like, this is OP. Become immune to all controls mean that nothing can stop him, at the beginning of a round. So he definitely will be able to move no matter how much disables the enemy throw at you. So in PvP, this is insanely OP. And also another thing is that I do want to pull Fuse here. Like, I'm probably gonna use my wish for him because of this defense and damage mitigation. So there's a trick that I'm gonna share with you. When at the start of the round, he will get 5 stacks of smoke screen, and 5 stacks is the maximum stacks. So definitely he will get the maximum amount of defense and damage mitigation that he can get from this smoke screen. And there's an Esper that can take benefit of this thing, which is Donar. Donar deal damage by absorbing defense from all of his allies. So being a defensive Esper here, Fuse, and having 5 stacks of smoke screen at the start of a round, he has a high base defense stats, hopefully, because he is a defensive defender Esper, a high base defense stats, and then with smoke screen maximum stack, meaning that he get an increase in defense again. And after that, if you manage to give him defense up and also like something like Clara's shield, then he will get the highest amount of defense to give to Donar, and Donar gonna use that into his full advantage. And that's one trick that I can think about without looking at the skill right now. Like, we're gonna test him in PTR whether that will be true or not. And depending on the number, like I'm guessing, like if all this bonus is not considered taken by Donar, then I will have a second thought. But if this is counted to Donar's maximum total number of damage, then this is gonna be really strong for someone like Donar. And then also, if you give him the Mui relic, the hold fast, I think, yeah, that relic will also gives defense if you have a high resist. So if you have an ally that have hold fast, definitely can share their resist into another defense for Fuse. So he will have probably becoming the highest defense stats as per in this game. And so his third skill damage here will deal insane amount of damage because it depends on his attack and defense. Now, Another bonus from his passive is that if when both Embla and Fuse are present, Embla won't die, and this effect will be killed permanently upon Fuse's death. And this effect only takes effect in PvP battles. And this is a good news for those of you all who loves your Embla. I know someone who actually loves his Embla so much. So if you love Embla and been using her in PvE so much up until now, or you accidentally make her get her at Resonance 6, then it is time for you to use her in PvP. Because a long time ago when Embla first came out, like in theory craft, she should be the highest damage dealer in any content, especially in PvP, because if you can have 5 corrupted seed explode at the same time, that will deal more damage than Gaia's God mode, So the only problem is that she doesn't have any survivability, so she dies very easily, and when she dies, the corrupted seed also gone. But now with Fuse present, she will become a monster in PvP. Embla will never ever die. So that's probably why they postpone to release Fuse, Because if Fuse came out when Embla first came out, that means that everybody will need to have both Embla and Fuse at that point, and every single PvP meta will be full of them. Now, after Embla actively casts basic ability, remember, actively cast basic ability. So you cannot call Embla with Pursuit or Assist Attack or Avatara to trigger this. So pairing her up with Liam will probably most likely not gonna trigger this thing. Fuse launches a Pursuit Attack with basic ability. After Fuse actively casts basic ability, Embla launches a Pursuit Attack with basic ability. So they are just like Liam's skill here, but it works only for both of them, Fuse and Embla. So they are a really good pair, especially because both of them deal very high single target damage. So definitely in PvE battle against bosses, now your Embla will definitely need to be paired up with Fuse, because when they both move, they're gonna call each other, and that will double your DPS output. So if you think about your lineup right now, think about all those Falsetto Fantasy, all those Sentinel Han stages that you use your Embla. Now you need to book one slot for Fuse. So you already know that Fuse is going to be paired together with Embla there. And in PvP, this is going to be really strong. And there is also a Fog Breaker, but this will be triggered using his third ability. So his third ability, 8-fold Misplay, deals damage to one enemy multiple times, remember this, based on attack and defense. And if you have Ascension him, like get his Ascension, third Ascension, this ignores shield and won't miss. So this is multiple times multi-hits. So you know straight away who this skill is meant to be. Yes, this is for all of you who hates Ana. Like this gonna kill Ana straight away. Oh my god. And also depending on how many multiple times hitting here, this can be a nightmare for Ana. And shield and won't miss also. That means that because he is an Inferno, like he gonna have trouble hitting like a Flow Esper. So someone like Lian will be, even though he can ignore shield, it will be hard if he doesn't have this won't miss thing. So the developer already think about this, and he makes Fuse's skill won't miss. So that means that you can also hit Lian with this ability, and you won't miss, and you will ignore her OP shield that gives a shield to all of her allies with 60% of her maximum HP. So now with this, and also here's the thing, like there is a rotation that you need to understand here. This ability unlocks when Fuse has 5 stacks of smoke screen. So at the beginning of the battle, you have 5 stacks of smoke screen, so you can cast your ability, third ability straight away. After casting this ability, consumes 5 stacks of smoke screen and gains dispersal for 1 turn. Dispersal actually have the exact amount of function with the smoke screen. So I'm guessing that the difference is on the defense and damage mitigation number probably, but there's another bonus here. After casting Bellowing Strike, then performs a pursuit attack using Fog Breaker, which is this one. Fog Breaker deals damage to one enemy based on attack and defense, ignores shield, gains 1 stack of smoke screen. So this is another way for him to ignore shield. So after he uses his third skill, he will remove all his smoke screen and then gains dispersal. And then this ability is also not affected by any abilities because his cooldown is dependent on his smoke screen, not his skill cooldown. Like you need to attack 5 times using his first ability and also Fog Breaker until you can cast your third ability again. So probably your Abilimon will most likely gonna be useless in here. It's only gonna increase the damage. So he is a very free-to-play friendly. You don't need that much Abilimon on him, but we will see how much cooldown this skill has and how often you're gonna be able to get your smoke screen. But the race station gonna be something like this, like you cast your third skill and then you're gonna cast your first skill, and then after that it will call up Fog Breaker, so you already get get 2 stacks of smoke screen here, and after that in the next turn you're gonna cast your ability 1 again, 3 stacks, and then ability 1 again, 4 stack, and ability 1 again, 5 stack, and then you can use your ability 3 again. So that's a long time until you can cast your ability 3 again. And because this ability is not this ability cooldown is not affected by any abilities, and also you need your smoke screen stack, so you either need a very high speed, or you need allies that can push your AP so that you can move, or you just get lucky with your Avatara proc, because even though this Avatara doesn't proc this one, but Avatara will proc the smoke screen here. So if you get lucky with your Avatara proc, or if you get lucky with your Astral proc, and then if you can have allies that call pursuit attack using his first skill, then that will makes him gain a smoke screen much faster. So that's one trick for you to rotate his third skill much faster. And I bet this definitely gonna deal insane amount of damage because of the insane requirement that you need in order to cast this ability. Like always, high sacrifice means high damage or high outcome. Now, going into his resonance here, the second resonance, a new effect is added to 8-fold. Mistblade gains a bonus turn. So once you cast your third ability, you can cast your first ability straight away, which means that one last turn for you to get your smoke screen. Now on the fourth resonance, the first active ability cast in battle deals plus 15% damage. And because his third ability is a single target damage, I do have high expectation on this amount of percentage in here. I expect like around 270% in total attack and defense in here, just like any other third skill ability from other expert that deals single target damage. Now, the sixth resonance, this is what is OP. A new effect is added to 8-fold Mistblade. Embla casts Dislyte Flower on the target before casting 8-fold Mistblade, and I bet this one is her third skill. So this is insane. Like when your Fuse move, and also because he cannot be, he is immune to all controls, which means that he will definitely move in PvP. So the moment he moves, somebody will definitely die, because Embla gonna cast her third skill, and then after that Fuse gonna cast his third skill, which both deal insane amount of single target damage, and then this one also ignores shield and deal multiple hits. So if you cast this to Ana, definitely Ana will die. Not just Ana, like anybody should die if you cast this. And because Embla also, Dislyte Flower put Corrupted Seed on the target, depending on how many multi-hits does this third skill do, that means you can probably get very high stack of Corrupted Seed there. And if you have Embla at Resonance 6, that means that your Corrupted Seed stack that needed to explode is only 5, I think. Yeah, only 5. That means that if you can hit 5 times on this ability 3, that means that your Corrupted Seed will explode straight away. So we're gonna try and see that in the PTR testing later if my prediction is true there. And gains 1 stack of smoke screen after casting 8-fold Mistblade, another bonus smoke screen for you to rotate much faster. So you don't need to cast your first skill that often, and increases dispersal duration to 2 turns. That means that because dispersal makes you cast a pursuit attack using Fog Breaker after Billowing Strike, that means that every time you cast your first skill, you're gonna get 2 stacks of smoke screen because you're gonna cast a Fog Breaker too. And this one is also ignores defense, so this is a nice bonus attack. So for 2 turns, for the next 2 turns after you cast your third skill, you will be able to get 2 smoke screen every single turn for the next 2 turns. So that means that the rotation will most likely looks like this: ability 3, bonus turn, ability 1, next turn, ability 1, and then next turn you will be able to use your ability 3 again, most likely. I didn't do the math there, but that's just my hunch. So yeah, that's Fuse. And here there is also not that much news. Like the important one is this one for me. The description of all his ability, scientific judgment, now accurately describe the ability's effects. So I bet this one will show up all his percentage maximum HP damage. Like I do need to know how much percentage HP damage does Oli deal. Like all this time, I always assume that it is 1% of enemy's maximum HP and it can be increased by critical damage, and there is no damage limit to that. That's why Oli can deal insane amount of percentage maximum HP damage. And also this one, yes, this is another important one. So a time-limited invitation for the designated Esper will be available in each phase, lasts for 7 days each. First phase Feng Sun, second phase Ethan, and third phase Jin Chu. So if you don't have your Feng Sun yet, this is your chance to get Feng Sun. But if you already have Feng Sun at Resonance 2, if this event requires stamina, then you probably want to save your stamina if you do aim for Jin Chu, unless you do want to get your Feng Sun to Resonance 6. For Ethan will most likely gonna be useful only at Resonance 2, but it is also optional. Like if you don't really need speed that much, or if you don't use Ethan that much, then you probably don't want him. But I do recommend going for him because he is really useful. Like for me, Ethan is one of my favorite Esper alongside with Intisar. So yeah, he has a very strong debuff which makes enemy lose 20% of their maximum HP if they use basic ability, which is insanely strong combined with my Chongnan. That's my usual combo. Chongnan gives silence, Ethan gives panic attack. And that will make enemy lose 20% of their maximum HP every single turn. And this is insanely strong against Ana. And this is why I don't really have much trouble against Ana. Because Ana, every time she counter attack, that is count as using basic ability, and that will trigger Ethan's panic attack. And Ana will just kill herself. that's why I don't really have trouble against Ana. Like I do have Ethan and Chongnan, and Anna just keep on countering attack to her death. Now another important one is this one. Rival runes can now be purchased. So good news for everybody who have trouble getting those unique composition in their PvP team right now. Because I do know a couple of players who, increase a wrong Esper and they cannot reset their rival runes, so they are stuck with grinding rival runes to make a proper lineup right now. So this is a good news for them and everybody else. Like you can now build your dream PvP team with this. So yeah, that's probably it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the PTR testing. Bye bye.